What's going on, Bottom Line viewers? It's Mitch here with the boys, Dilly Vanilli and Kevole. We're here to break down the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC West. The Arizona Cardinals are a team that actually surprised some people last season, had a pretty successful season despite some injuries to their quarterback and their best player, David Johnson. But the big thing there, the guy that likes to wear Kevole's hats is gone. Bruce Arians is now gone as the head coach. The offensive mastermind that was Bruce Arians, he is now gone. So the Cardinals, new situations. New head coach, Steve Wilks of the Panthers, defensive coordinator. Very interesting guy. Very quiet, interesting demeanor. Very different from Bruce Arians. I'm interested to see how that works for the Cardinals as a team. Offensive coordinator will be Mike McCoy, who's proven in the NFL, had that 2013 season with Peyton Manning, although I think I could have coached that offense, just saying. Also been in the Chargers, had some pretty successful offenses over the years. Pretty good coach there. New quarterbacks, Josh Rosen, Sam Bradford, and Mike Glennon. They paid both of those veterans some pretty good cash. So we'll see if Josh Rosen, the Rosen one, does hit the field this season, but we'll see what these guys think about that. Did the offensive line get enough of an upgrade? They signed Justin Pugh from the New York Giants. Pretty good player, has had some injury history though, so can he stay on the field? And if he does, is this offensive line good enough for David Johnson? My big question is, will they get David Johnson 1,000 and 1,000? That's seriously all I care about with the Cardinals as a fantasy player. Will David Johnson get 1,000 and 1,000? That's what I want to see when it's the Cardinals, when I watch them. I want to see David Johnson dominate. I want to see David Johnson dominate Dilly Vanilli. Do you think that the Cardinals and David Johnson will dominate this season in 2018?
No. I mean, David Johnson might do it, but this Cardinals team is not going to dominate. In terms of their offense, let's look at their offense. Like you said, they try to beef up that offensive line. They got some pretty decent talent there that I do like, especially Justin Pugh, Andre Smith, not bad. Some other guys, DJ Humphries, I always like. I know they didn't get him, but he's been there for a while. In terms of their receivers, who doesn't like Larry Fitzgerald? Okay, even if you're not a fan of Cardinals, who doesn't like Larry Fitzgerald? I really, really like the Christian Kirk pick, though, in the second round. I think that's a great pick for them, no matter who's the quarterback going forward. Other receivers, you have Bryce Butler, Chad Williams. There's some okay stuff there, nothing tremendous. In terms of tight ends, Ricky Seals-Jones, I like him. Jermaine Gresham, okay. Of course, and this is the thing that we were talking about in the running back conversation. If David Johnson gets hurt again, they have nothing. They have absolutely nothing to go off of. So you better goddamn hope David Johnson goes off for 1,000 for this team. In terms of quarterback, they gave $20 million and 1 season to Sam Bradford, which I laughed until my Mavericks gave 1 year $24.5 million to DeAndre Jordan. So we'll see how that goes. Josh Rosen, I think besides Baker Mayfield, he's probably my favorite QB in this draft class. I don't know exactly the expectation level for everybody else here, but I like what I see out of him. I think he's a good QB. On defense, I'm really confused about this defense. I don't really know what to say. Mitch and I, have said that Patrick Peterson has been overrated because what did he do last year? He did nothing. I do like Budda Baker. I think he's a good talent. And some other good stuff there. Chandler Jones, I mean, he crushed it in 2017, so good stuff for him. But Tyrann Mathieu is gone. So that's an interesting look going forward. At least for 1 season, he's gone. This team, though, I feel like is at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to the NFC West. I do have them in last place in this division. I just don't see a lot of potential. I see that there are some good players and some good playmakers, but it's weird because they went 8-8 last year and they had some injuries, and I feel like this is somewhat of a better team, but they're gonna have a way worse record, which I don't really know how to explain that, but they won the last couple of games, and that's how they got that record. I'm gonna go with a 4-12 record for the Cardinals. I do not see a lot of potential this season. Going forward, maybe they get a couple more pieces, but I feel like this is the year where they bottom out and then continue to rebuild going forward. So I got them at 4-12 this year.
I feel like their defense is okay. I feel like Patrick Peterson is okay. I feel like their line with Jones and Golden is okay. I like their outside linebackers, Buchanan, Reddick. They're okay. But I look at this offense, and man, yeah, you would love to see what David Johnson could do if you're a fantasy person, but he's been hurt. And why are they spending so much money on two inept quarterbacks? Like, just go with Josh Rosen. I feel for Larry Fitzgerald because I love that guy. He's just on a team I don't like, but I like Larry Fitzgerald. There's some things that are up and coming with the Arizona Cardinals, but their offense, I think, is going to be what holds them back this year. And their reliance on hoping that David Johnson's okay and continually not that Larry is bad, and not that you don't throw to Larry, but you got it. I don't feel they have given enough options around Larry to be that good of a team offensively. I think they may be in a lot of close games this year where that's going to cost them when they look back on the year. And so I have them as well at 4-12. I have them in last place in the NFC West. I think their defense is up and coming. I think their defense will try to keep them in games. There'll be a lot of close games. There's not a lot of blowouts with the Arizona Cardinals, but I just don't see them being productive offensively.
With the Cardinals, especially defense, you said they're okay everywhere. I mean, Chandler Jones did lead the league in sacks. I think that's better than
but in
okay.
A combination.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, their defense.
No,
I agree. As a unit, I think their defense probably declined from last year. Just the pieces that they lost. They lost Tyrann Mathieu. They lost Tyvon Branch, who is actually really good for them, despite being unsigned right now, and he's kind of old. And to me, they still don't have a corner outside of Patrick Peterson, who I think isn't the same guy he used to be. But even so, he's still a #1 corner, and they don't have anyone else outside of him and that's been their problem for a number of years now. They just don't have another corner. They just target that corner all day long. Chandler Jones is going to get to the quarterback. Golden is going to get to the quarterback. Like you said, I like Hassan Reddick moving to linebacker this year. He was more like an edge rusher last year because they were in a 3-4 sort of front scheme with Arians as the head coach. But now with Steve Wilkes, obviously the Panthers play a lot more 4-3 front. So it's going to be a little bit different. You know, Jones is going to have his hand in the ground a little bit more. But I think offense, the quarterback situation is just the one that has me not really truly believing in this Cardinals team. If I knew what Josh Rosen was at this current point in time, I would maybe say that the Cardinals could be a decent football team. But outside of David Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald, who's going to be that guy to step up? Is it their tight end, Seals Jones? Is it J.J. Nelson? Is it Christian Kirk? I don't really know who it is. I think there's just a lot of question marks with this offense, and I don't really know if any of it's going to turn out the way that Cardinals fans want it to this year. But I think the Cardinals could be a decent team if Rosen ends up being a good quarterback, which I think he will be a good quarterback. The thing with Rosen is going to be, how does the team and the coach and the people in the owner, do they like Rosen as a person, as a personality? Because he's, as we've heard, he's sort of like the Aaron Rodgers personality. It takes a lot for Josh Rosen, and I love Josh Rosen's personality, but that's me. I don't know how Steve Wilkes feels about that. I don't know how everybody else. Obviously, they drafted him, so they must feel good. But again, I'll just finish it off by saying, can we just get David Johnson to 1,000 and 1,000? That's all I care about. I'm giving the Cardinals a 5-11 record. I don't see them as a very good team this year. And I'm sorry. I just can't see it like turning out for them in the way that maybe some of you think it will. So Cardinals, probably an average to below average team this year in 2018.